Every day, there's this pressure clawing at the back of your mind. The burning question: how do you build something that doesn't just survive, but explodes? How do you create a business that scales, that takes over markets, that moves mountains? But here's what no one really talks about. The models we're chasing, the ones celebrated as the most scalable, are more often than not the coldest, the most detached from real human impact. They promise growth, profits, dominance. But they deliver emptiness and compromise, and they leave the people behind. It's crushing to watch, isn't it? To feel trapped in a system that rewards exploitation disguised as innovation, where the race is for capital, for market share, for attention. While the soul of the business, the values, the morality, the very reason to exist, get buried under layers of spreadsheets and pitches. How often has that fire inside, that hunger to change something real, been drowned by the fear of not fitting into the mold? To bend or break, to sacrifice ideals for survival. Here's the brutal truth. The most scalable business model today isn't the one with the flashiest tech or the largest user base. It's the model built on a foundation of real human values, a moral model that solves problems people care about deeply, that heals wounds markets pretend not to see. And it's not easy. It's the sharp edge of courage because it forces us to face the uncomfortable. Business can and must be a force for good. Imagine waking up each morning, knowing your work doesn't just push numbers up, but pushes humanity forward. Not as a slogan, not as marketing fluff, but as a core truth powering every decision. Investors, founders, leaders. There's a swelling force beneath the surface, a collective craving for businesses that live in harmony with the world, that don't bleed it dry but nourish it. Social enterprises, the real game changers, are stepping up, breaking the chains of outdated business dogma, proving that scale and morality aren't enemies, but allies. But why aren't more stepping into this reality? Because it demands more than just strategy and capital. It demands faith in the future, in people, in the radical idea that business can be a path to liberation, not just accumulation. It demands breaking free from the old story where growth meant exploitation, and instead writing a new story where growth means empowerment. That's terrifying. It's rewarding beyond words. Here's the crushing weight many founders carry. The world expects them to fit a mold that doesn't fit their vision. The investors want quick returns, and the market pushes for scale at any cost. But what if the power didn't lie in fitting that mold? What if the greatest scale comes from refusing it altogether? What if aligning deeply with a moral cause isn't a limitation, but the ultimate lever for growth? Let's be real. Morality in business isn't a trend or a checkbox. It's a seismic shift. It turns the traditional idea of scale upside down. It's not about grabbing the largest slice by any means. It's about building lasting, meaningful systems that grow because they serve, not because they exploit. Think of it as the difference between a wildfire that burns everything in its path and a forest that grows stronger each year because every tree supports the others. For founders sitting on ideas that could change lives, here's a shot of truth. Don't chase capital blindly. Focus first on solving problems that fucking matter. Align with communities. Listen to their pain, their fears, their hopes. Build from the ground up with empathy, with honesty. That's how real scale happens, through people, not algorithms. Investors, hear this out. Your money is power, but with power comes responsibility. No more funding empty promises dressed as innovation. Put your stakes on those who fight for positive impact, who dare to be moral even when it's not the easy path. This isn't just about doing good. It's about being smart. It's about unlocking a deeper, more unstoppable momentum born in trust and authenticity. When people feel that, when they know a company cares beyond profits, the loyalty, the advocacy, the organic growth that follow can't be bought or faked. That's the secret sauce the old model can never replicate. Here's something barely whispered, but crucial. Scaling a moral business means embracing tension, dissonance, the messy complexity of real impact. It demands patience, resilience, grit. It requires leaders who are willing to be misaligned with the status quo, those who burn rather than bend, who are done waiting for permission to be different. You can't build these businesses in isolation. The future belongs to networks of rare individuals, founders, investors, thinkers, who connect not for comfort, but to create destructive synergy. You need fierce allies, not followers. Look, this movement, this shift, isn't for everyone. It's for the few who feel that unbearable tension inside, the knowing that you're meant for more than what the world hands you. It's the fire in the belly that won't be extinguished by cynicism or conformity. If that fire is alive in you, welcome, because you're the spark that can ignite change at a scale the world has never seen. Closing the gap between scale and morality is real work. It's messy, it's imperfect, it's often lonely. But it's also the only way forward if the goal is not just to survive, but to thrive in a world desperate for meaning. The great irony is this: when you build your business on the backbone of ethical values, the market responds. Growth follows, not as a race to the bottom, but a rise to the top. You become unstoppable, not because you outsmarted the system, but because you transcended it. So here's the challenge. Reject the easy scripts, the hollow promises of growth without meaning. Strip business down to its core question. What kind of impact is this creating? Who is this lifting up? If the answer isn't clear and true, if it makes you hesitate or feel uneasy, it's time to pivot. There's no glory in emptiness. Ask yourself, what if every dollar invested, every product launched, every decision made was a thread in a greater fabric, a network of businesses and individuals connected not by geography or sector, but by shared vision and relentless will? Imagine the exponential force of that. Imagine what could ripple out through communities, industries, even entire societies. This is no pipe dream. This is already happening in pockets, in movements, in epicenter founders who refuse to settle, who embody freedom, not just preaching it, but doing it daily. It's in the social enterprises that prioritize impact with the same obsessiveness they treat profit. It's in investors who view their capital as seed to grow futures, not a weapon to harvest now. To scale morally is to unlock a revolution, a quiet, powerful upheaval. It puts the individual back at the center, not the system. It breaks down borders, ideologies, and false promises, building a new ecosystem where being different is currency, where being aligned with humanity's deeper needs frees you to build wildly. If this feels like a call to arms, it's because it is. The future is woven by those who refuse ease over truth, comfort over courage. Whether you found a startup, invest in movements, or lead with vision, know this. The most scalable business model is no longer just about numbers. It's about heart, about soul, about creating value so profound that it cannot be ignored. The world is ready for this shift. The system may not understand it yet, but those who see the cracks, who feel the promise beyond them, are already stepping through. This is the moment to burn into history a new kind of legacy, one where profit and purpose are one, where we don't just build businesses, but foundations for freedom. Now, the question isn't if the most scalable business model can be moral. The question is, are you ready to create it? To be the rare spark that doesn't just chase growth, but creates a future worth growing into. This is the fight, the call, the invitation, and it's waiting for you.